We have
The World! 時は止まった。時は動き出す。
Hello everyone! For this video, we're going to be taking a look at World Spriggan Unite Dash 2B. So before we continue, make sure you leave a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts as well. Make sure to leave a request for this video. If there's a request that is unique, I will definitely do it and give you a shout out. And as well, if we somehow manage to get this video to 1,000 comments, I will make World Spriggan Battle every Bay. I have it in my collection right here. But yeah, let's get started. So obviously, Shu is back with his Bay, World Spriggan. Super excited. World Spriggan is pretty unique for its gimmicks. We pretty much have all new parts minus the tip, which is pretty common. Just flipping it over. So first of all, that's what the top of it looks like. So it has a unique gimmick on it. So for starters, the World Ring has like this little counter blade that when it's hit, basically will act as like a burst stopper. So basically, I think that's really cool because that means when the impact is hit on that point, the chassis can't move on the thing, so make it hard to burst. Then after, you know, the World Ring, nothing really else too crazy with it. Oh, but there is the 2B chassis. I guess from how I understand it's supposed to work, it's either, the chassis is either going to be fixed where the thing doesn't rotate or it just rotates around. So it's either free spinning or it's not. I guess it depends on what ring you have on the alignments, but just something to show. We have it open and yes, very happy to see the rare chassis there. As well, just to go over this, the next month stuff, you know, they always have it. For combos, it is World Valkyrie 2A Charge Metal. Then after there is World Spriggan Mobius 2S. And then after there is World Longinus 2B Nothing. So now going part by part, we have our chip, which is Spriggan. Spriggan does look very nice. I really do like the idea that the theme for this bay is like a mix between Legend and Requiem. Although minus the rubber, I guess, for the ring for Requiem, but you get the idea. It looks really cool, and I like how it kind of blends with each other. So this is, of course, a left and right chip. So if you're wondering how you actually change its rotation, you can see how it is right here. You just twist it to the other way, and then after, bada bing, bada boom, other spin direction. This is also our second dual spin chip that we have. We have Diabolos and we have Spriggan. So something I do want to showcase on Spriggan is just sort of the shape that it has on the chip, just because I do find it a little bit interesting. So we're going to compare it between the two for Diabolos and for Spriggan, because if you notice, yeah, they do clearly have a different shape for the chip. For how it kind of, I think this is actually the best way without me holding it so it doesn't get obstructed. You can tell that it is a little bit like thinner for Spriggan. So I'm a little bit curious on that, how much that is going to actually affect the play of the Spriggan chip. Is it on purpose? Why? My question is just why. I don't really like the fact that like some chips, I think it was like Valkyrie and Longinus, have these weird variations, and I guess now Spriggan. I don't want it to be the case where now if you really don't want to have a bad lock or something, yes, use the Diabolos chip, not the Spriggan. I hope the Spriggan one's fine. I hope that the difference doesn't matter. Anyways, let's go to the top of the world. We now have the ring, which is the world, and it does look mighty nice. So the side that looks closer to Spriggan Requiem is the side that is for right rotation, and it really does look heavily inspired by Spriggan Requiem. Just holding it there for a quick second, although no rubber, but you know, I guess in a way it's going to be interesting because now Spriggan's not going to be some crazy meta changer, because Lord Spriggan stayed in the meta for the longest time, probably still will. World will be interesting. They kind of like balanced it out, which I think is really cool. So obviously as well, there is the burst lockers that we have here. So basically how this works is I'm going to get the chassis on, I'm going to put it on. So how this works is that during battle, right, let's say you get hit, Oh no, okay, well not in that example, hold on. Let's say you get hit. You see the chassis can't move at all. So these blockers are like gonna make it like super hard to basically burst if they get hit. So if the blockers are hit there, the chassis is not moving. Not even if it is the worst chassis for teeth, it will not move. It can't. So I think that's going to be super interesting. That's actually pretty cool. Very weird with the stickers though. They're actually stickers for these parts here, which are really weird. I thought the eyes were painted, but no, you actually have to put stickers for the eyes as well, which is insane. Now we get to the side that takes the longest time to put stickers for, which is the left side, which looks like Legend Spriggan, which I do have right here just to hold it and show. Nothing really else to say except I'm super excited to use. I think I'm really excited to use just the left side because I feel like you could create some pretty crazy stuff. But with that being said, let's move on to the chassis. Moving on to our chassis, we have 2B. So like I said, it's either it's going to be fixed or it's not going to be fixed. Now how it works is that these little tabs have to get pushed on, and if they're pushed on, I believe they lock, and if they're not pushed on, they free spin. So I'm going to show an example with the world ring, and I'll get 2 other rings just to give examples for. So let's put the ring on so we can see that if I try to move it, nothing happens. It is fixed. So now, let me try to turn it the other way around. You notice, free spins. I don't know if this works on every single ring or if it's just an exception, but example again. Free spinning. Does left go both free spinning and fixed? Let's see. So let me put it on there. Yeah, fixed. So that is really cool. Also, I guess the teeth right there, which I'll probably... Yeah, I feel like actually it's probably the best to show. Let me take this off. Just to show the teeth. Teeth seem fine. I haven't tested it out yet, but I do want to get 2 other rings just to see. I'm gonna get Mirage and I'll get Brave. So let's see just Mirage on 2B just for an example. I've got Mirage on here. So free spinning, as we can see I can move it. Let me see if when I flip it anything. Oh, is this free spinning regardless? Okay, I don't know if I just did that wrong. Maybe I did. Let's try Brave. So Brave, it's fixed. Fixed. I guess it varies, yeah. I guess that makes sense. I guess how it works is if those things are getting tapped. So maybe some rings will always tap on it and some rings just won't. But yeah, definitely seems like a pretty cool chassis, and it's going to be very interesting for combinations. It's in the shape of Dagger, but also kind of functions like Hurricane once it's in free spinning. So yeah, moving on. We're moving on to the last part, which is the performance tip, Unite Dash. There is one thing that people have said, I kind of do agree. It would have been a lot cooler if instead of the gold rubber, we got just the white rubber, just to reference Storm Spriggan. It is fine though. I think it looks nice. Unite Dash as a tip, I'm perfectly fine with. It's the same like Destroy Dash, although not as crazy as Destroy Dash, but still, Unite Dash, perfectly fine. They picked this performance tip. Nothing really too crazy. Just to quickly explain, if you don't know what a dash driver is, it is basically the original driver but with a tighter spring, making it harder to burst if you have a dash driver on. Without wasting any more time, let's just go to the scale. Alright, so we're going to be going part by part with World Spriggan. So we're going to get started. So I do want to use the Diabolos chip just to give an example for the weight. So Diabolos is about 4.07 and Spriggan greatly outweighs it. So it definitely seems like I'll probably have a preference over using Spriggan compared to Diabolos. I've used the Diabolos chip just for left combination, since obviously we have Lucifer, and if you manage to get it Solomon for rights for good combinations. Moving on, obviously weights can vary, but the World Ring for what I have is about 10 grams on the dot. 2B is a total of the non-rare chassis. 2B is a total of, from what I can see, 46.51. Now I hope the other 2B is heavier, because otherwise I'll be a little bit sad if it's not. But let's see. 46.79. Let's put on the chassis. 6.6, okay. The lock is it? Hold on. Let me try to get this on. Okay. 2B seems to have good, like altogether now, World Spriggan doesn't seem like, it's not like Glide or Tempest. Feels good. Altogether now we're looking at a total of about 67.14 grams. Now we're gonna quickly compare to the evolutions, then after do battles. And yeah, dude, this is awesome. The evolutions definitely just kept on getting better and better. I think Lord is definitely where it peaked. I feel like World is perfectly fine though. I don't know how crazy it's gonna be compared to Lord, but I'm okay with it. I feel as they really just give some unique options and will make the competitive play very interesting to say the least. Anyways, we're gonna get it set up with the stadium, do some test battles. What I'll do is we're gonna get started. We're gonna first do our test launch. Looks very nice. Pick it up. We're going to disassemble World Spriggan. We're gonna switch it to its left rotation. So we'll start off with left, and we'll see how it performs in the video, just because I'm really curious. So it's gonna be left and free spinning blades, and we're gonna get started. Left free spinning. Let's put it up against variant Lucifer. So free spinning, left versus the mighty Lucifer. I want to see if Lucifer just conquers this. It might, but I don't really know. Come on, come on. Okay, that was variant Lucifer. So now we're gonna switch the alignment, so now it's in a fixed blade. So now fixed bladed left against Lucifer. So it's definitely gonna make the difference in the battle, so you gotta be very careful with what you pick, huh? Very careful. It's slowly going down. Battle's still raging on, huh? What do we get? Lucifer. All right, next up, let's get our opponent with Rage Longinus, World with a fixed blade. Well, almost managed to KO Rage, but not really. I definitely took a chunk out of its stamina at the start there. Might still be Rage, who knows, who knows. Okay. This is Rage after all, so let's just make sure, right? Let's just make sure. After that, I'll put it in free spinning, and we'll see. Okay, let's get this in free spinning now. So now it's in free spinning, so we're gonna see how it does against Rage. I'm gonna be honest, I don't really know what's gonna be better for most situations. It's gonna really vary on the combo, I guess. Okay, so we're still in free spinning. We've got Brave Valkyrie. Okay, fair enough. That was in the free spinning blade. So now we're gonna get this in fixed position. After that, we just go into right. Fixed position, left versus Brave. It's gonna be fun to see between World and Brave. What's it gonna be? Huh? What's it gonna be? Nice. All right. So now we're going to put this in its right rotation. So we're gonna have it in right, and we're gonna see how it performs now against basically just the same bays, so we can get a good idea for both of them. All right, let's get started. So right world Spriggan. Right world Spriggan in fixed bladed. I don't really like the right side too much, but maybe you might have some use. I don't know, maybe you might have some use. We're kind of slowing down right now. Nice. All right. Gonna put it free spinning now. Free spinning right against Brave. We're gonna try that again. We're gonna try that again because it was directly on top. Okay, Valkyrie, I'm gonna give Valkyrie a third chance. Third chance. It almost did it. It almost did it a third time. It almost did it a third time. How about that? Crazy. All right, so right free spinning against Lucifer. And you can actually hear the rotating chassis, the free spinning chassis just hitting on the 2D and killing it right away. Maybe, no, I don't know. I'm gonna do Rage, and then after I'll end off 2 with Fixed. Those hits sounded really good. Those hits sounded really, really good. I'm a little bit scared. I'm a wee bit scared for the camera. Yeah, Rage. Yeah, the camera looks fine. I was just trying to peek on the camera. I thought the camera got hit or something. It was like a smudge. Yeah, but now we're gonna have it in fixed blade, and we're gonna see how it does against. We'll do Rage, and then we'll end off Lucifer. Why not? Okay. You know, actually, I don't even want to end off. We will. No, we gotta. We gotta. All right, come on, world. Get it? Very, very positive opinion overall. Yep. Do I think World Spriggan is good? Do I? Do I think that? Do I have that opinion? Yes. I think probably left is going to be more useful than right, but awesome bay. Awesome bay. In the comments, you let me know your thoughts, comment what you want to see, and leave a like, please, and thank you for watching.